I heard you want to love a Gemini. Well, you come to the right place. Here's how to love a Gemini. Geminis get the rep for having two faces. But the thing is, they don't got two faces. They got like 25. And if you're going to love them, you got to love all 25 of those faces. And one important thing to know when loving a Gemini is that they feel way more than what they show. Geminis are very smart people, baby, and they watch everything. And if you they boo, they going to definitely watch you. Loving a Gemini is understanding that, baby, you're going to have to show and prove. They don't care about what you say. It's about what you do. And Geminis tend to be extremely loyal, but only if you're loyal to them. A Gemini is not the type of bitch that going to turn the other cheek. And 9 out of 10 times, if you do something to them, they're going to do it right back to you. Gemini's kind of sign that needs to be heard, because if they're not feeling heard by you, they're going to get heard by somebody else. And Geminis get the rep for being very, very moody, especially when they're triggered. And one way to trigger a Gemini is to have that Gemini have to repeat themselves and tell you once again something you shouldn't do or something that made them feel a certain way that you're still doing. They don't like repeating themselves. Loving a Gemini is about being present, playful, and mentally available every single day. And Geminis are ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. And when a Gemini, baby, you got to use your words. Effective communication to a Gemini is like therapy, foreplay, or even validation rolled up to one. Geminis want to know how much you love their vibe, their brain. So you have to compliment them on their mind and how they think, not just their looks. But don't get it twisted. You better definitely still compliment those looks. To love a Gemini is to understand that Geminis, they love flirty texts, inside jokes, and witty banter throughout the day. Loving a Gemini is to understand that bitch forget nothing. Way the mind of a Gemini works, they'll remember your exact words when you told them you love them. And they'll also remember when you told them something shady 3 months ago. They ain't forget that. When a Gemini feels safe, happy, and laughing, they're in love. When they're bored, you in trouble. Geminis are air signs, which means they need to breathe. So under no circumstances should you smother them. But don't get it twisted, apply that pressure. But don't smother them because they don't like that. A Gemini feels most loved when they feel seen. Not only seen, but stimulated and safe all at the same time. They love to come home and vent to their boo. Whether it's about a dream, a theory, or some random drama. And you simply listening to their rants without interrupting them, but actually being into it. To a Gemini, ooh, that's intimacy. To love a Gemini is to understand that Geminis, they want their independence. But at the same time, they want to feel like they're constantly on your mind. AKA, you may be confused as shit because you got two. Please, not one. A Gemini could be the life of the party, a social butterfly, then the next second they're a hermit, introverted. But the real flex is loving them both. Geminis fall hard for people who show up without being too overbearing. They want you to be a safe space, not a surveillance camera. When you're in the bedroom with a Gemini, they gonna definitely do some things. The Geminis be a curious and a curious is always a freak. Loving a Gemini is to understand that when they love you, baby, they love hard. They'll definitely start prioritizing you, making sure that you know that you are loved. So be sure to do the same, because at any point in time, Gemini feels that things are one-sided. You're going to then meet a different side of Gemini that you never met before. Oh yeah, that's the other personality, and this one don't play. And loving a Gemini is to understand that when y'all in a relationship, they going to roast your ass, but compliment you at the same time. But it's just their way of flirting with you. Underneath the charm, the jokes, the chaos is a person that often feels misunderstood. Oftentimes they'll use jokes to mask their pain. And Geminis love a deep conversation. The deeper, the better. With a Gemini, you have to understand, you got to stimulate their mind or you getting ghosted. And if your ideal of flirting is texting them what you doing 15 times a day,